Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for joining on time. This is the fifth session out of 12 complimentary sessions for A1 level German. I hope you have been doing some homework. Please do it. Otherwise, I don't think you will learn German at the speed that I wish you to be. So, this agenda, you have already seen it. If you have any questions, please ask. Otherwise, I don't want to talk about agenda. I will start with the topics of the agenda. So, let's start. Let's talk about something. Uh, so in the previous sessions, this used to be a part of. I mean, if you remember, in our first session itself, we talked about pronunciation. So IE versus EI was already a part of that. But let's go over it one more time because I think it's so basic that if you do a mistake over here, it's a silly mistake. So you should not do this mistake when it comes to pronunciation. So what do I mean by this? So whenever you have the German alphabet E and the German alphabet A, it is pronounced as E, and when you have German alphabet A and then E, it is pronounced as I. Okay. How important is this for a beginner? Very, very important. Okay. How important is this for like someone when you it is A2, B1, B2? It's even more important because at that stage, if you do this mistake, people are going to say, man, this guy does not even know this much. So I want someone to read these words for me. Who wants to read? Lakshmi, do you want to read if you don't mind?
Yeah, sure.
Read.
Ice, meter, Ryzen, Weizen, Weinen.
Meanings, if you know, or you can guess.
No,
Come on, Ice, you don't
no,
know?
Rohit. No.
Let's say if I'm very sad, what do you think I'm going to get from the supermarket to eat? In movies they say whenever actor or actress is very sad, they will sit on the couch with a big bucket watching a movie, and what do you think they are eating? Okay, what do you like to eat after dinner? You have to
It's
say,
ice,
yeah. Yeah, but what is ice? In
ice cream.
Yes, ice cream. Okay. So next
Okay.
one, Mita, what do you think it means?
Meter.
Take a random guess.
Uh,
I don't know. Like, just tell me what do you think it may mean.
meter.
Random guess. Okay. When I ask, try to respond as soon as you can because I don't know if you are.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay.
do you when you know we all live in a house. So either we can own the house or we can. What is the other case scenario if you don't own the house?
Rent.
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 When you live on rent, you have to pay rent, and rent is meter. Okay, so
Okay.
they both are nouns. Risen, it's a verb. What do you think it may mean?
Travel.
Travel, right? Weizen, what do you think it may mean? Just a hint, whenever it is like, for example, risen, R was small. That means it is a verb, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Whenever it is capital,
Okay.
it is a noun. Uh, if
Okay.
you eat chapati, what is it made up of? Chapati is
Point.
no, chapati is made from,
Okay. Wheat.
yeah, wheat, right? Weinen.
Okay. Weinen.
Uh, how do you think I would have behaved on my first day to school?
Cry.
Yeah, cry. Meaning that's all. This is now. I want you to know you read very correctly. So it's eyes and not ease. This is meter and not mitre because it is
Okay.
right. And then reason and not reason. Okay, Weizen and not Weizen. Okay, so uh, that's okay. Let's see what else we have over here. Yes, let's talk about you know. So by now you know how to frame sentences. So. Uh, Can someone tell me just the logic? So when I say in the first second session we learned so you how to frame a sentence or a statement, how to frame a question, and in a question there are two kinds of question: yes or no kind of question, and then W kind of question. So can someone just tell me very quickly the grammar? So like where is the verb and where are the other things? Come on. Or do I have to pinpoint someone? Kishore, do you feel like answering? Okay, if not Kishore, then Florina, do you feel like answering? Okay.
Uh, yeah, Rohit.
Yes.
So, so for a normal sentence, it would be subject and verb would occupy the second position, and then comes the object.
Yes.
And for yes or no questions, it would be verb in the first position, and then subject, which is the noun or the pronoun, comes in the second position, and then the object.
Okay.
Uh, and then for a normal question, it would be, I think, the WH questions plus the verb. Yeah, the verb would be in second position, and then comes the object. Guess I'm right. Not sure.
Yeah, you are right. But so just one corollary to, I mean, your answer is perfect. Just one corollary to it. So
Yeah.
when in a statement you said subject, verb, and then object. The
Mhm.
position of subject is not fixed. If something comes and takes position, for example, if I want to say I eat bread, so I will say
Mhm.
ish as, for example, I will say ish esse brot. Okay. But
Okay.
if I want to specify that in the morning I eat bread, right? So if I want to specify time, then to say in the morning, or actually to be specific, morgens means every morning. Okay. So morgens. So now normally it was actually ish essa brot, but now I want to specify a time, right? So morgens will be over here, and the ish which was here, the subject, now has to leave its position and it has to go after the verb. So subject is either before or after the verb. Okay. Yeah. So now that you are talking, can you please read these sentences for me, Florina, if I'm pronouncing your name?
Yeah, sure. So Morgens esse ich Brot mit Marmelade. Morgens trinke ich Kaffee.
This is
Should I say the meaning as well?
marmalade. That's how you say it.
Marmalade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meaning marmalade.
Morning, I eat bread with marmalade jam,
Yeah, jam.
and
Not marmalade.
morning,
Marmalade. In German, it's called marmalade.
marmalade. Yeah, and in the morning, I drink coffee.
Yes. Read the second
Uh,
sentence, please.
yeah. Mittags esse ich Pizza. Mittags trinke ich Cola. Mittags is sorry.
Mittags
Mittags
is
is tomorrow.
no, mittags is like in the afternoon.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So in the afternoon, I eat pizza, and in the afternoon, I drink Coca-Cola. And next question, sorry, statement. Abends esse ich Salat. Abends trinke ich tea, which means in the evening, I eat salad, and in the evening, I drink tea.
Okay.
Uh,
That's
guess.
that's it. Wait. Now so there is why I am saying this. So now you have to start. I told you that the best way to learn German, or I mean, one of the best ways to learn German is to be very selfish and learn German for your own life. So what you can do is, you can divide your day into pieces of 30-minute. So let's say you sleep for 8 hours in a day, and then of course then you are awake for 16 hours, right? Now these 16 hours you divide into 32 parts, so each part will be of 30 minutes, right? So, and those 30 parts, you take one part and you write the highlight, exactly what happens in that. For example, I have taken the first highlight. So in the first half an hour, or like the second half an hour, I have breakfast, right? And somewhere around the afternoon, this is the highlight, right? I mean, your highlight can be different, so start writing about your day. And this is how you learn German, right? You can say, mittags, in the afternoon I have a daily call with my boss or with my team, right? Mittags habe ich daily mit. So mit means with. Okay, right? This is what you can do. The other to ignore, these were, I think, someone had asked a question, so I had written this, but you don't need to focus on this. Now morgens literally means every morning. Okay. So if you say morgens sh mal, it means that every morning you do this. But you know if you want to be specific, you'll say am morgen, in the morning. Okay, but I have seen people say Morgan's sh proton. I mean, they'll and people talk about what do they like to eat, and also it's not something you not utterly useless. So you can talk about what you like to drink, what you like to eat. you know just a quick question. Last week we spoke about adjectives, right? So how do I say, here I'm saying in the morning I eat bread with jam, right? If I want to say in the morning I normally eat, so I want to say normally, I want to use the word in the morning I normally eat bread with jam. How do I say normally? What is the adjective or adverb to say normally? Come on. No one? Take a guess. Parthiban, do you know? How do you say normally? So normalerweise, I will write it down for you. The reason I ask you questions, right? Because I am with you only for 1 hour or like 3 hours, not more than 3 hours every week. You have to um, try to be active and learn more things that I'm teaching you. So normalerweise, okay? This is the word normalerweise. Okay, let's continue. Let's talk about something that is important when you are writing. Okay, so in English, if you know that the alphabet I is always capital, right? So when I doesn't if I want to say I eat, whether I is after a comma or I is after a full stop, I always will be capital, right? So this is one rule. In German, also there are some similar rules, right? For example, so when is the first alphabet of a word in a sentence in uppercase? So the first alphabet of the first word appearing after a full stop. Okay, this is obvious, right? Every word which starts after a full stop or the first word of the paragraph, that's the first alphabet of that word will always be in uppercase. This is obvious. And this pronoun z, okay, so we discussed this in detail. So there are three z's, right? One may mean she, one may mean they, one may mean you, singular or plural but formal, right? So this s will always be capital, doesn't matter where it is, after comma, like after full stop, doesn't matter where it is in the sentence, it will always be capital, the s. Then noun, whenever you have a noun, the first alphabet of a noun will always be capital, irrespective of where it is in a sentence. So these are the three rules that you have to remember. Any questions? Please ask any questions if you have. If you don't have any questions, let's talk about emails. Now, this is important when you are appearing for an exam. Uh, that's the only situation where I see that you need to learn this from me. Because if you're already living in Germany, then you're already writing many emails, so you don't need to learn this from me. You have your own uh, way of writing an email. But if you, let's say, you have no idea about how to write an email, I mean, like the grammar that you need to be careful about. So let's see. Who wants to read? Please raise your hand. Okay, no one wants to read. Okay. Sivamani Jayachandran, do you want to read? It's fine if you make mistakes. It's A1. I expect you to make mistakes. You left the call. Okay. Uh, D, do you want to read?
Sure.
Yes. Please read this for me.
Zer, zer, gierte, gierte, Damen und Herren.
Not and, und.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah. So sehr geehrte
Damen und
Damen.
Herren.
Any idea what this may mean? Any guess?
Greetings.
Great.
Like we say greetings of the day, Miss, Mrs., Mr. or Miss. So same ways.
Yeah. So what do you think
Greetings.
Damen and Herren means? Damen.
Damen is to the Miss and Herren is to the Mister. We are addressing to a lady and a man.
Yeah, to be more specific, I don't think I want to be 100% sure about it, but sehr geehrte Damen und Herren, because if you watch any award show here in Germany, they will say Sehr geehrte Damen und Herren, and this is similar to
Hmm.
what is like when you have award shows in other countries, like ladies and gentlemen. So Damen und Herren, ladies and gentlemen, but you are right, so lady and gentleman. So, but Damen is plural, Dama is singular. So Damen und
Mhm.
Herren. Sehr geehrte, geehrte is an adjective, so it means respected, or uh, ehrten is like, if sometimes there is a verb called as ehren, it means to honor someone. Okay, so I mean, you can not don't need to go into details, but it may mean honored. It may mean respected. Okay, so sehr means
Mhm.
very much. Okay, sehr means very. Now it's obvious that when you are writing this email, let's say you are writing an email, you're applying for a job, okay, and in the job description they ask you to send your documents to a specific email address, okay, and you don't know like to whom the I should address because there is no name mentioned in the job description, okay, right? Or let's say you are applying to many jobs at the same time, right? And you want to create a sample cover letter which you can use everywhere, right? So you don't want to write like dear Mr. blah blah, you just want to make sure that it's common for everyone. So you can write sehr geehrte, you don't know to whom the letter is to be addressed, okay? So this is a safe way of doing it, okay? And mit freundlichen Grüßen, it's I don't know how to. Grüßen is like greetings, and freundlichen is like friendly. No need to go in details. And then first name, last name. Okay. Again, I wrote like F small, L small does not mean that your first alphabet of your first name and the first alphabet of your last name need to be small. This is because of my IT background. So, uh, so let's say if your name is, if you'll write first name D, and whatever your last name is over here, okay, D capital, and the first alphabet of your last name will be capital. Here, be careful. M is capital, F small, G capital. Okay. So also remember this. In English, we write respected blah blah or dear blah blah, and then we write comma, and then from here we what let's say if there is a noun, so we assume this is a new sentence, right? What do I mean to say? Let me just. For many of you, this may be boring, but we have to cover this. Okay, so let's say I write dear sir. Okay, then I want to say in the attachment you will find blah blah. Okay, now in my case I will be capital in English, okay, but in German if you write this, we consider it to be the same sentence. Okay, so we say that you write sehr geehrte Damen und Herren, and then you put a comma and the sentence continues. So if you were to write this sentence as it is, so whatever is over here, the first word, by default the first word of this first word will not be capital, okay, unless and until it comes into one of these rules. Where is it? you know it is the like, of course, the first rule is away because it's not the first word appearing after a full stop, it's appearing after a comma, so does not apply. If it's Z like S, it will be capital, or it's a noun, okay. Otherwise, this first word, its first alphabet will be small. Any questions to what I just said? If not,
No,
yeah, question.
no, no questions.
Okay. Then, so this is like, Zeget Daman Heron. Let's say, you know that on the other side, it's a woman, okay? Someone who is a woman, who tells you that she's a woman, right? So then you will go with, please read.
Sehr geehrte Frau, Frau's last name.
Yeah. So now here, so Frau, like, Miss, uh, in English, we have this Miss, Mrs., right? And Mr. In German, there is nothing like that, whether the woman is married or not, you address both of them as Frau. Okay, so Frau,
Hmm.
last name, and this one remains the same. Okay, this rule applies over here as well. The sentence continues. So whatever you have over here, by default, the first word alphabet will not be capital. Okay, by default, it's not capital unless it's a noun or it is Z. Please read this one.
Sehr geehrte Herr,
No. So
Mr.
obviously,
last name.
yeah, it is addressed to a man. Now notice here it is a air, like
Yes,
here
sir.
and here it was a, right? So now, if I have to tell you why this is so, I have to go into, like, rules of adjective endings, which is kind of part of A2 and B1. This is something similar to, like, you say guten tag, but you don't say guten nacht, you say gute nacht, so you don't.
Mm.
This is adjective ending. For now, accept it. Okay, just for now, accept it. We'll talk about this in A2 and B1. Okay, everything else remains the same. Okay, right? Please read this one.
Hallo Damen and Herren.
So it's the same thing, so hello, if you I always go with sehr geehrte, but you know, uh, you can, hello is not, it's, you don't think that, I'm being less polite over here. Now, there is nothing wrong with hello. You can just write hello. It just means hello. Okay, and it's the same. Hello, Frau last name. Hello, Herr last name. This one remains the same. Uh, Now, Hello, Damen und Herren remain the same. Remain the same. Let's talk about how this can change. So there are different ways to, I don't know whether it is salutation. Okay, this is the greeting. This is the salutation, right? If I'm not wrong. Okay. So the greeting will be, uh, so here you say made for inclusion. This is very polite. I mean, if you ask me, okay, this is like, so I never use this with my boss anymore. I used it with my boss, like when I got to know him, like in the first week. But now I will just write, I'll tell you what I write, but I will never use this because it's too formal, you don't have to be too formal. Viele liebe Grüße. Okay, notice, again, here we have N, here we have A. Okay, or something with adjective, not adjective ending, but ending of a noun. We'll talk, can't talk, discuss this now, just accept it for now. So, viele means like many, liebe means lovely, or, something like that. Okay, first name, last name, first name, last name. Okay, so, uh, yes, next one, if you are, I don't think I have ever done that. I always, write something, but you can just write hello. Let's say, if you are writing to a job, like if you're writing to a situation where you know that it's not a big deal if you're not very formal, you're just writing. I think my friends say that when you're writing to the IT department, just write hello. So because I have heard from friends that they don't even care that, whether you have addressed them, is because they are so busy, clearing tickets, so they just want to read the email, whatever the problem is. So you can just write hello. You can, and uh, let's say you are writing an email to a friend, or let's say if I'm writing to my boss, I will just say hello, and I will write the first name of my boss, and that's it. Okay, if I'm writing to some lady in HR department, I will just write hello and I will write her first name. Okay, viele liebe Grüße. And actually, I don't have to write my last name as well, because we know each other's first name, and I don't actually have to write my last name. Now, these are the things that you need to remember when you're appearing for an exam. But in real life, I'll tell you what I do. I just write hello, first name, and if it is, if it's someone, like, I have to be polite, if it's a client or something like that, I will go with sehr geehrter or sehr geehrter. Okay, and then I will go with Mitverlöschen Grusen. But after we are past that formality phase, I will just say hello, first name, and I just write best. I don't even write viele Liebe. I just write beste Grüße, best regards, something like that. Okay, and I write my first name. Now, this is, any questions so far? Please remember this in the exam. Don't write best Grüße in exam. I don't know whether they cut your marks or not. Just stick with these things, okay? Or if you find anything new in the official book of that exam institute. Any questions so far? If no questions, let's see what else do we have to cover. Yes, let's start. So let's start with something which seems utterly unimportant, but it is very important because it's a part of your life. So, uh, different ways to ask what time is it. Now, of course, we all have phone. I can't remember the last time I asked someone what time is it, but I have noticed, like, like in my time in Germany, that there will be times when someone asks you what time is it. Okay, and you have to know, right? If even though you don't want to ask, you need to know that when someone asks you that question, how that question is asked. Okay, so let's talk about this. Why do you have to learn this? So, uh, Okay, ignore that. I just told you why do you have to learn this, because someone may ask you this question. Okay, uh, who wants to read? Please raise your hand. Don't be so shy. Yeah, please read. Yeah, please. No, go ahead.
We feel, we feel, where is this?
Ua. Okay, so whenever
Is this?
word ends with er, just replace it with the alphabet a. Ua. Okay, in your head,
Oh,
replace we feel ua is this. Ua means, actually there is a noun called as ua. So the ua means watch. Okay, and then there is Vandua. So Vandua means like wall clock. Uh, we feel ua is this. What do you I mean? Of course, it's obvious, but just tell me what do you think it means?
what time is it?
What time is it? Okay, literally it means how much time is it, but don't focus on that. This means what time is it. Okay, this is a formal way of asking the question. Okay, then there is an informal way. Don't think informal is being impolite. It's not impolite. It's just that that's how people. It's for example, if I sometimes my boss will call me, hey Rohit, what's up? It does not mean he's being impolite. It just means that we are now past that formality phase. We don't It doesn't have to be formal with me. Please read the next one, this one.
W- Wie spät ist es?
What do you think it may mean?
Same thing.
Yeah, but
What?
literally it means how late is it.
Yeah.
So spät means late. Okay. Now I want you to focus on the position of the verb. So here the verb is still the same, ist. The verb here is also ist. Okay. Now I told you that the in a W kind of question, the verb is at the second position always. But you will say, okay, here it is at the fourth position. We feel ua and then fourth. No, it's not like that. It is still at the second position. The first position we focused on. I told you that position does not mean like the actual word. Position can include many words together. So we feel. So we was the W word, right? Now feel ua is related to we. So this is one entity. So we feel ua is first position, is s. Okay. Wie spät ist es? This is any questions? What I just said? Okay. This is how you. If someone asks you this question, know that they're asking you for time. Okay. What is even more important? Uh, you know that not like what time is it, but every day you will have a meeting with someone. It happens with me almost every day that like, Rohit, do you have time? And then I will say yes, but at what time do you want me to have time? And then the guy will say like at 5:30 or 4:30 or 3:30, right? And so I have to respond, no, at 3:30 I don't have time, maybe at like 4:30, or call me after I finish my work, something like that, right? So now it's more important to talk about time. So like how to talk about time. Many of you may already know this from Duolingo, but let's cover it for the sake of covering. So uh, just asking, maybe someone knows how to read this as time. Anyone? Those who are already in Germany, how do I read this? If I have to say 6:30 or 18:30, how do I read this? Really? No one? Okay. Uh, we,
Ham.
yeah.
Um, just taking a guess. I think it's uh, Habna sex or
Yeah, it's halb nach
mm,
sechs. That's correct. Halb nach sechs, but it's a very informal way of saying it. Halb nach sechs, but I'm not sure whether you mean morning or the evening.
yeah,
So then you have to say halb nach sechs abends.
Abend. Okay.
Okay, that is very informal way of saying it, but that's actually how normally people speak. So let's talk about this. Uh, let's start with the formal way, of course. So if this is the time, you divide the hour part and the minute part. Can you tell me how do I read this number? Just the number,
Absen.
oxane, and this?
It's 20.
No, 20 will be 20.
30.
Dreißig or
30.
Dreißig, depending on where you live in Germany.
Yeah.
So oxane, Dreißig. Okay, focus when this is A is small, sorry, A is small and day is small. Okay, If you know this, now if you want to say it is 1830, then you need to know how to say it is, right? So if I want to say it is a book, so it is ist, book is book, okay, and ein book. You remember this, right? Because book is uh, okay. Do you know the whether book is masculine, feminine, or uh, sorry, neutral? So from the, it is obvious that it cannot be feminine, right? Because if it was feminine, it would have been Aina. What I'm asking is,
Yeah.
who is there, the or das? So I mean, from here it is obvious that it is not feminine. So the is out of the book, out of question. So it can be there or das. So what do you think it is? Just take a guess.
Das.
It is das. Okay, it is das.
Okay.
Um, please start doing your homework. So if you want to say it is, you have to say es ist. Okay, so S is Aksen Dreißig. You just have to add the word UA. Okay. Now don't think it literally means it is 18 clock 30. No, it's not like that. Okay. So uh, es ist 18:30. Okay. Just accept it. Don't translate this in your head. Okay. In English. Es ist 18:30. That's how you say time. Notice uh, only U is capital. Okay. And here A is capital because it is the first word of the sentence. It says "Akse no adreisish." Okay, of course, a full stop is missing. That's a mistake from my side. It says "Akse no adreisish." Notice, small case, lowercase, O, uppercase. Remember, exam be careful when you're writing this. Uh, this is like the form, like this is the safe, when you exam, go with this one. Okay, don't try to experiment because you don't want to make mistakes just because of your experimenting. But in real life there are different ways to say the same thing. So let's talk about this. By the way, ignore the comments under brackets. This was a pun that I wanted to pull on the guys in the second batch because everybody joined late, just like this batch. So at that time we were having sessions at 5:30 in the evening. So ignore all this. Can you please read this for me? You can continue reading if no one else wants to read. Yeah,
And should I read it as it is, like es ist halb sechs?
yeah, that's it. Halb six, right? So 17:30 is like like half an hour before 6 p.m., right? So S is halb sechs. Now of course you will say, Rohit, you just said that I should write halb sechs abends. Okay, you are right. That is what you are saying. But when I just say halb sechs, that means you understand. Let's say for example, let's say you and I are let's say we work in the same office and we leave at our office at 5, right? And then we go to the train station and the train did not come and we are just waiting and waiting and waiting, right? And then you and I ask you, what time is it, right? And then you will just look at the watch and or at the phone, you'll say it is halb six. At that time, because I was with you, I know it's evening. You don't have to tell me exactly it is halb sechs abends. you know I hope you know what I'm trying to say. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, this one please read.
Es ist 5 vor halb 6.
Right, so uh, for means before. So if 17:25 is like 5 minutes before 5:30, and 5:30 it is halb six. Okay, and so you have
Yeah.
to say 5 before halb six. Okay, you don't actually have to say assist. Normally people just give the time halb six, fum for halb six. Okay, how will you say it the formal way, or like the one on the previous slide? How would I read this?
70 Uhr, 70 Uhr,
Zeepsish will be 70. Be careful. It will be 70.
7.
Zeepsane. Yeah.
7 Uhr,
No.
25
Ua.
Uhr,
Ua.
7 Uhr, 25.
Correct. Okay. Please read this one.
Es ist 5 vor 6.
Right. So this is 5 minutes before 6. Okay. From for 6. Please read the formal way.
Siebzehn Uhr, fünfundzwanzig,
50, right?
50.
10, 20, 30. Okay, please revise. Don't, please read this one.
Es ist Viertel nach sechs.
What do you think Viertel may mean?
Fif- I mean, it's quarter,
Yeah,
quarter, like we say,
Nach, what do you think it means?
after.
After, right? Now notice here I have written "fau" in capital letters. Okay, because here Viertel is a noun. Okay, so it has
Yeah.
to be capital. Viertel nach sechs. The word Viertel may mean many things. Here it means quarter. So quarter after six. It means like quarter. But Viertel also means, for example, if I say Wohnviertel, it means the place where you live. Okay, Viertel, in German, the beauty of German language is that same word can mean different things. People think it makes it complicated. No, it makes it very sophisticated. So you can take one word, you can put it somewhere else, and it means something else. Later, as we progress, I think in the next session, like in this week or the one in the next week, I will tell you how you can use one verb. Okay, just one verb to say 20 different things. Just one verb. You will have to make modifications, like slight modifications here and there, like put something before it. But that's the best part about German language. You don't need to learn a lot. You learn something very simple, and you just start using it in many different ways. Very good tool. So please read this one.
Es ist fünf nach halb neun.
Right, so halb neun is like, so 8:30 would have been halb neun, and fünf, like five after halb neun. Okay.
Halb acht or neun?
You're right, halb neun, right? So come on. So 8:30 will be, come on, if here, so if you want to say halb, then you have to say the r after the actual r, right? So here it
Yeah,
was
yeah,
five,
yeah.
right?
My bad. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, no problem. So this is halb fünf nach halb neun. There can be other ways to say. These are the ways that I know, that I actually implement in my real life or in my life. But there can be other ways, but these are the ways I know. Exam, please stick to the this way. Okay, that's all. What else you should know? This is a homework for you. Please, many people don't know these basic things even after doing B1. It's not bad. J- but I think it's because you should know how to say sunset, sunrise, morning, afternoon, evening, night. Every day you check, especially if you live in Germany, you check when is the sunset going to happen today, because uh, it will become a habit of yours, because in winter this sunset happens very very early in the day. Okay, when the sunrise happens, how to say, what are the nouns? Anyone knows by now, like in this call, how to say sunset? Do you know the what sunset is in German?
I just know the sunrise.
What is sunrise?
Sonnenaufgang.
Replace auf with aus.
Sonnenausgang is
Yeah,
sunset,
yeah,
and then Sonnenaufgang would be sunrise.
yeah. Morning,
Morgen,
afternoon.
Tag,
No, Tag means day, afternoon means Mittag.
Mittag,
Yeah, evening,
Abend,
night.
Nacht, Nacht.
This is very good. You also have to learn the gender, their, the, das. It's very important. Okay. Okay, not
Yeah.
that important, but it's a good practice. I don't think it's very important, but it's a good practice. Okay. you know this is, just think about your day, and you're like, this is a part of the highlights, right? What do you do from sunset to sunrise? What do you do in the morning? What do you do in the afternoon? Okay, so after you say mittag, then there is something called as vormittag, and there is something called as nachmittag, before afternoon, after afternoon. So in my case, vormittag is like, I mean, you will find an official explanation online, like what is formatag, like exactly when to when. But I think for me, formatag means before 12 noon, and nachmittag is after 12 noon. Okay, so for is before, nach is, that's also a noun. Okay, now that you have learned these things, let's continue. Let's keep talking about time. uh, yes, this is very important for your daily life when you talk talk about time. Like I'd go tell you that, okay, when can we meet, right? Or when can we go out for coffee, or when can we, when can you send me that code, right? So when you learn time, you learn things, right? After, before, like, or afterwards, or before, from, then, between, blah and blah, right? So please read, if you don't mind.
It's armed, phone, and bis, Vaishan,
No, come on,
Vaishan,
you don't have to guess. It is E. So E.
Dvishan,
Yeah. Okay. German is a phonetic language. Never guess. Just read as it is. Okay. Yeah.
Dvishan, und, bis, vor, nach, gegen.
Okay. Uh, what do you think? This is obvious. What do you think it may mean? Like von bis and zwischen und. If I put time over here, like 1 p.m., 2 p.m., 1 p.m., 2 p.m., what do you think it?
From
Yeah.
from X time to Y time.
Yeah. And this one.
Uh, no, I cannot guess.
Um, just think. Just think.
Around
Around would be gegen, but I'm using and, right? Between.
Between
Between blah and between blah and blah. Okay. uh bis, bis,
to
until
until,
yeah until
right?
yeah
For is before, nach is after.
after
Okay. And gegen. So gegen means around. For example, I say you have to join the call at 6:50 a.m. exact. 6 Uhr 58. You guys think it's around. You guys think it's gegen 7 Uhr. This is the. I hope you don't mind my joke. So means exactly. Gegen means around. Okay. Okay. So uh, but many people, there is a joke, many people say that, depending on, for some people gegen means like for me gegen means like 2 minutes before, 2 minutes after. Okay, that's it. If I'm waiting for you at the train station, and you say gegen 6 you will be there. If it's 6:03, I will leave. Okay, I will not wait for you. It's if you ask me. But for some people gegen may mean like, half an hour before, half an hour after. Believe me, that I know people in my life who are like that. Okay. So uh, what do you think ab means? If I say ab 6 Uhr, what am I saying? Ab 6 Uhr.
at 6 p.m.
No, that was
I
om.
mean at 6
No, that was om. That was om. Ab means afterwards. Okay. So ab 6 Uhr, 6 p.m. or 6 onwards, or afterwards. Okay.
yeah.
Any questions? So, homework for you. Please take some time. When I give a homework, guys, I thought it's not like, I put some enough, there is enough effort gone. Hope you can notice that when I give a homework, I mean, this is a homework not from some German book. This is a homework that I have told people, and they have done this homework and they have improved their German. I mean, of course, they passed the exam, but what has happened is that they were able to communicate, use it in the daily life. So this homework is something like that. Please take some time, make a list of things you do on daily basis. Please write simple sentences describing daily life. Whatever you do, but make use of these words, and add the time factor as well, which you learned today. So you can, for example, I told you divide your day into 32 pieces, half an hour pieces, and then straight, let's say if you wake up at 6 say 7 in the morning, so von 7 bis 7:30, whatever you do, you brush your teeth and blah blah blah, and then you can start writing these things. Okay, for example, von 7 bis 8 Uhr lerne ich Deutsch, with me, of course. uh, just a hint. So if the call ends before I say, I will send the link, and then you can join using that link the next call. Okay, I hope you don't know that. I will post it in the group. Let's continue talking. So note is obvious. So if I say ich lerne Deutsch, I learn German, but if I want to specify time, von 7 bis 8 Uhr, okay? So I think Uhr is missing. Now the subject, which was before lerne, the verb, now has moved after the verb. So this is, I think we discussed this in the first session itself. Any question? Please ask any question. Don't hesitate. If no question, let's see what else we got. So let's talk about uh, this is also we discussed this, like when you were reading, uh, and I was listening. But let's discuss this one last time. So whenever you have words which end with the alphabet air, okay, the alphabet air of German, okay, you pronounce you in your head you replace the alphabet air or a air with a. Don't on paper, in head you replace it with a. So can you please, let's see if someone else wants to read. Please raise your hand. Okay, we will have to see if someone. Thank, uh, yes, Sirisha, do you want to read? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No. Uh, Sivamani Jayachandran, do you want to read? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Florina, do you want to read? Okay, the
Yeah, sure.
yeah, you can read, Florina. Yeah, please read.
Okay. Yeah. The doctor, the mutter, the Vater, the Bruder. Should I say the meaning as well?
Yes. So notice how she is reading. She is not pronouncing the alphabet R or air. She's not saying doctor, the motor. She's just saying, she's just leaving it, not saying it at all. So the doctor, the motor. Yeah, meaning, please.
Yeah. So first one is doctor's daughter, mutter's mother, father's father, and brother. Bruder's brother. Okay. Then the second one, the Ua, the Fanse. Sorry. The
Come on. Don't
Fanse.
do it. Silly mistake. So here it is. How do you read this?
Uh,
Come on.
there.
Yeah. Don't say, okay, in exam, just so that the examiner understands that, pronounce the air, but in real life, you don't even, you just say there. You don't even,
There.
because it is
Okay.
ending with air, right? So you don't even pronounce it. Yeah. Continue
Okay.
reading.
The Fanse. Um, oh,
It's fans here, but it's fine. Yeah.
Fanse. Okay. Was R and
Oh,
Fanse
you can say R, but here it literally means like clock.
clock. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Clock. Capital letter. Fanse. I'm not sure of the meaning. Sia means
In
good.
the morning, in the evening, I cook dinner and then I sit on sofa and I eat my dinner. What do you think is in front of me?
TV.
Yeah, fancy
Okay.
TV. Yeah.
Okay. Their summer, their winter. Summer and winter. Thus, Fenster, the two, no, the tour, the their tro- trockner, their toaster, their hawker.
Meaning,
Mm, I'm not sure. Fenster, I think again,
in,
it's
in,
not.
in this world, if you have a laptop, either it is Mac or it is okay. There are three. You can also have Linux. What is the third variety?
Windows.
Yeah. So fenster means window, but not that window, like window, that you have in your
Okay.
house. Yeah. Then
The tour, it's a tour,
what do you think it
travel.
means?
Sorry,
What do you think it means?
uh, tour or travel. Not sure.
No. Let's say if I have to leave my house, what do I have to open?
Door.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tour. Their Trockner. Mhm.
After I wash my clothes in a washing machine, either I can dry them on the balcony or I can
Stand.
no, I can use one more machine. What is that machine?
Oh, dryer. Dryer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Their toaster. It's the mm,
If I want to,
toasting
I just told you that I like to eat bread with jam in the morning. I don't like to actually like I like to eat
toasted.
cheesecake in the morning, but toaster means yeah, toaster as like bread. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. The hawker. Not sure.
Okay, it's not very common. Do you live in Germany or do you live somewhere else?
Yeah, I'm in Germany now.
So in Germany, when you go to IKEA, you have this. So you can buy a sofa, but if you are, if you do, if you want the sofa only to yourself, you will buy this relaxing chair, right? And but when you buy this chair, they also come with this rectangle shape other thing that you can keep your foot.
Uh,
Hawker.
oh,
That's the hawker, right?
okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Is it clear what hawker means?
Yes, yes, yes. It's
Yeah.
clear. It's clear. I'm,
Continue.
I'm not sure of the English word as well. So
It's also hawker.
something
It's also hawker.
Ottoman.
Hawker is also hawker in English. Yeah. Then the next one,
Okay.
please.
Okay. They are uh, the
Come on.
Messer.
How do you read seha?
Sorry.
How do
Say
you pronounce the word seha? When we
um
discussed this in the first session.
cha
Sure. So douche.
cha
So douche messer.
Dush. So it's Durchmesser.
Yeah. What do you think it means?
Not sure.
A circle, if I draw a
Yeah.
line which passes through the center, and it means, and if it passes through the center, and if I measure the line of the length of the line which touches two ends of the circle, what do you?
Diameter.
Yeah, diameter. Yeah. Again,
Okay.
not relevant for you, but I mean, what do you think messer means on its own? Like just the word messer.
Messer.
If I want to eat bread with jam, I need something to distribute the jam evenly on the bread. What do I need?
Knife.
Yeah, I mean, okay. So knife. Messer is knife. Continue.
They are Empfänger. Is it employer?
No, if you go to a
On
hotel, home like the very first thing after you enter the hotel, where do you go? You cannot just go to
the
your room,
table?
right? No, I mean, not okay. Like a hotel where you want to spend the night, or like
To the room. Okay.
no, you cannot
Room.
go to the room, right?
A
You
reception.
reception,
Reception.
and at the
Yeah.
reception you will find receptionist. So if
Uh,
it's a guy, empfänger.
okay.
Okay. Now,
Finger.
empfänger can also mean many other things, but this is just one. Okay, because and reception itself means empfang. Okay, empfang. Okay. For example, when you're calling someone and there is, for example, your phone has no reception, you say es gibt kein Empfang. It also means reception. Empfängerin. Okay, please read this one.
They are absender.
Yeah, meaning.
Mm, is it the literal translation like absent?
No, no, that is a. If I write a letter, on the letter I have to write two things.
From to.
Yeah. Which one do you think absender is?
Think it's from.
Yes, it's up. It's from. Sorry, it's from.
Okay.
Yeah. And empfänger will be like two. Okay. You can also use empfänger like that. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Now, I have like crossed these two words, but in German, whenever there is a noun or uh, not, don't take my words literally, but whenever also there is a profession, if you add, if every noun can be male and female. For example, professor, professorin, okay, Tischler, Tischlerin, engineer, engineerin, architect, architektin, Arzt, Ärztin. So it's obvious that the Empfänger is like a guy, the Empfängerin is a woman. Okay, the Absender, the Absenderin is a woman. Okay, now notice here you I am pronouncing the alphabet R because it is not at the end. Okay, so you skip pronouncing R whenever it is at the end. When it is in between, you pronounce it. Okay. Any questions? Thank you very much, Florina. Let's see what else we have for you guys today. Let's talk about modal verben. Uh, let me see what time is it. This call will end, guys. So we will end this call, and I will send you the new link.